Family, it's your favorite queer radio personality, Anna DeShawn, with our queer news for today. Now, I want to make you a promise. We will continue to bring you the latest in queer news, culture, and politics. So if you're digging our intersectional take on the daily, consider joining the QCrew. The QCrew is our monthly membership program we started to help us grow the podcast. With your help, we can bring you more stories celebrating our lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and comrade communities. Family, did you know the Palm Springs Women's Jazz Festival is coming back, celebrating its 10th anniversary? It's all going down November 11th through the 13th at the Cathedral City Amphitheater. This anniversary celebration is featuring some of the very best women in jazz, including none other than Lettucey herself. So, if you like jazz and enjoy being with lesbians of color from across the country, then you need to start making your plans to attend the Palm Springs Women's Jazz Festival. Visit palmspringswomensjazzfestival.org for all the details. And y'all know we got the link in the show notes, and I plan on being there too, so come on, let's go.
You are now tuned in to higher frequencies. We do this frequently. Turn your radio station to E3 for that decency. Listen to great music and the latest movement. Safe listening for anyone that's tuned in. Who you waking up to? Anna DeShawn, QCrew and friends. It's that real talk. Online radio with the spins. You caught up in traffic, frustrated. Just check in with E3 to shift your vibrations and get elevated. That's queer radio done right. Choose to be yourself. That's the only way to live life, and that's how it's done here. Just know y'all tuned in to the greatest. Ain't no competition. We ain't worried about the other stations. Check.
Family, it's your favorite queer radio personality, Anna DeShawn here, and it has been a while. Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed our last episode, Change the Pattern. It was a culmination of my travels over the last few months, and it's the beginning of a storytelling series that I'll be producing and curating alongside some amazing people about Black HIV in the South and how did we get here. That's actually the name of the series that's going to drop on World AIDS Day, and I'm excited to bring it to you. So I truly hope that you enjoyed the Change the Pattern episode, and if you haven't heard it, please go back and take a listen.
And when they said, you must be one of them, and I said, oh, I am absolutely a human being.
Now, this episode is really me giving y'all some updates. I didn't write a script. I don't have words in front of me. This is just me talking to y'all on the Queer News podcast feed. You feel me? So we've been quite inconsistent over the last few months. And here's the deal. I've been going back and forth. In the beginning, I was doing everything, right? It would literally take me easily 4.5, 5 hours a day to put out that 7 minutes worth of content. And that's just unsustainable. Now, I'm clear that my big vision for Queer News is that it is daily, that it is what it was in the beginning. But I'm also very clear that I can't do that alone. As a matter of fact, I need a whole team to make it a sustainable situation. So we started off go big, go home. And now I'm clear I want to scale back and be a consistent source of queer news for y'all in a way that is manageable, in a way that is sustainable. Because once we brought Day on and they took the production quality to another level, I just couldn't go back. And so I really am choosing quality over quantity. And I hope that y'all will continue the journey with me with that in mind. So the goal now is to drop Queer News on Monday mornings by 7 a.m. Chicago time.
Are you lost in your podcast journey? If so, you found the right podcast. My name is DJ Tracy Treese, and I'm a podcast producer. In partnership with theCUBE, I'm bringing you the Lost and Found for podcasters. I've worked behind the scenes on some of your favorite podcasts, and I'll be bringing you some great conversations with podcast industry experts to help you find your way through your podcast journey. There's so much information out there, and the industry is rapidly changing. No need to feel lost. You found the right podcast. Subscribe to the Lost and Found for podcasters now. Everywhere that you listen to podcasts, if you prefer your podcast in video, click the link in the description to subscribe to this podcast on YouTube.
So we're going to transition into being a weekly show. And on Mondays, you'll get a recap of top stories from the previous week. And then I will foreshadow anything that's coming big for the upcoming week, right? Any stories that I can see, any stories that I can see coming up. And so that's what I want to give y'all from my perspective, from my take. I think that's why y'all tune in. And what I want to do for sure is be consistent. And so Mondays, 7 a.m. Chicago time, you will have a new podcast in the queue, in your library, inside your favorite podcast listening app, and you will see us. The first episode will drop the first Monday in November. So November 7th, family, will be the first episode of our new weekly Queer News podcast, with the goal of getting to the place where we've got a team. And by a team, y'all, I mean someone who does the research, someone that does the writing, someone that does the producing, and then someone who does the editing. Because I can voice all day. But the other things are really tough. And then also somebody to market it. We could do all that stuff and y'all still not know it exists, right? So that's what we're doing. That's where we're going. I want to say thank you for continuing to tune into this feed. We're gonna pick up in November and be consistent. That's so important in this game, is to be consistent. I want y'all to be looking for us on Monday mornings to get your queer news. And so that's exactly what we're gonna do. I just wanted to come on here and say I love y'all, to say this is what we about to do, to say we're pivoting, to say we're doing this to be more sustainable, because clearly there's a need, and I believe we're here to fill it, and I believe we can, and I believe we can do it really well too. So thank you again. Continue to look out for me on TikTok. My goal is to get to 20,000 followers before the end of the year. Okay, so I'm working towards that goal. I'm about to be crazy active on TikTok. Keep following the reels. I hope you enjoyed the LGBTQ history series in partnership with the Legacy Project. I hope that you all really, really enjoyed those videos. I got joy out of making them, and that's it. So till next week, fam. Peace. This podcast is a production of E3 Radio, your #1 queer radio station playing queer music and reporting on queer news in high rotation.